What's up, everybody? It's Chris from Chris Does Things here at Frontier City. For the first time for 2025, we're going to do something different today. We're going to ride the top 3 ranked rides and the bottom 3 ranked rides, but it's not my rankings, it's yours. Let's take a look. Now, as always, you enter Frontier City going through the gift shop. And the first ride you come to is the Diamondback, which sadly is almost always closed lately. But if you thought that this was in the top 3 rides, you would be wrong. Honestly, you are going to be absolutely stunned by what the top 3 rides are. All right, so here's how this is going to work. We got on Google and Yelp to see what the top 3 rated rides were and the bottom 3 rated rides were, and the results were absolutely stunning. I mean, you are absolutely not going to believe this. Let's go check it out. Coming in at absolutely dead last is the Soaring Eagle with an average score of 2.5 stars. And I think this is the big issue for everyone, is that it costs $10 per person to ride this ride. Now, it also is closed a lot of the time, but I've done it one time. I did it for Father's Day once, and it is fun, but it is kind of crazy, 10 bucks to ride a ride that you've already paid a lot of money to be in a park for. Coming in third from the bottom is going to be the Grand Centennial Ferris Wheel, which I think is probably a little bit harsh to be that far down on the list. But listen, it's not my ratings, it's y'all's. All right, we're down here at Renegade Rapids, which does make one of the 2 lists. The question is, which one did it make? Would you believe me if I told you that the Renegade Rapids is the 2nd worst rated ride in all of Frontier City? That blew my mind. I mean, that is absolutely bananas. A lot of the complaints were that you don't get that wet and it's pretty short, and those are 2 valid complaints, but holy smokes, 2nd to the bottom. Unreal. So coming in at first place with a perfect 5 out of 5 stars on Google is the 89er Express, which is basically a train that goes all the way around the park. Are you shocked? I know that I was. But it's down for R&R right now, which means it's just kind of undergoing some maintenance. Either that or they don't have enough staff to run it. But I was stunned that this was the #1 ride in the park, and it actually was tied for the #1 spot. And the #1 ride is right next to it. And tied for #1 is the Prairie Schooner, which is a pirate ship style ride with a 48-inch height requirement to ride by yourself, or any height if you're accompanied by an adult. But again, absolutely stunned that that came in with a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. The #3, equally as stunning. And rounding out the bottom is going to be the Sidewinder, which is going to be a scrambler style attraction with a minimum height requirement of 36 inches, but you do have to be 48 inches to ride alone. And this one is an absolute stomach churner. Now, if this was my list of the 3 best rides at Frontier City, the Steel Lasso absolutely would have made the list. You guys got to get on Google and re-rate your rides. I don't know, maybe it's just an unpopular opinion. What do you think about the Steel Lasso? I do think that I would put Quick Draw in my top 3 rides. I can't honestly believe it didn't rank higher than it actually did. But I do love this ride because of the re-rideability of it, the competition that comes with it, and honestly, it's just fun when it's firing on all cylinders. Now, the Silver Bullet's another one I think I would have put on my top 3 list, which is one of the only 2 looping coasters in the park. It is an absolutely slow climb to the top of the hill. But once you get down, straight into the inversion. The other one I can't believe didn't make the top 3 is the Wildcat. I do think the Wildcat actually is a really solid wooden roller coaster, but for whatever reason, the general consensus on Google and Yelp said otherwise. So Wildcat, not in the top 3, that's bananas.